Hello everyone, author DL Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, but you press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. Welcome back to the writer's vlog. Why does it feel like it's been a long while since I did one of these? But it hasn't. But I think it's been a while since I've been on camera because I'm so busy. But nonetheless, I am here, and what has happened between last month all the way through that month to now? As you know, you saw my last update in my writer's blog, and maybe the other things that happened as well with Kickstarter. That did turn out well, as you know, if you've followed my channel at all. It did fund my Kickstarter for Cagliostro Tale of Light Burton. But of course, I'm doing the behind the scenes stuff of the aftermath. It's a little bit of stretch in between. I did finally get the 2 bonus tales that are in the back of the book to the editor. The editor finished the edits, and I have those stories back, which I'm doing the final touch-ups on those. And then my beta readers will get those. I only have a few beta readers when it's this type of situation where it's not my usual setup, I should say. But nonetheless, the beta readers are about to get those, and then I can get everything to my formatter when she comes back from vacation, which will be about the end of next week. I think she comes back, and then I'll get it to her. Usually I'll take her X amount of days, and then I can start preparing everything to go to the printers for the physical editions. There are, the ebook editions and the physical editions. The ebook edition doesn't have the same amount of bonus stories because this was Kickstarter inclined. So the printed version of Cagliostro has 3 bonus tales in it. One being the companion novella, Winter Wolf, which is Duncan, who is in the main story's side backstory, some of his backstory. So that's a bonus that is only included in the printed version, and I will be releasing it solo at some point. But if you back the Kickstarter, then you'll get all this stuff early on. If you got the digital version, the ebook of Cagliostro Tale Light Burton, you will only get a one bonus story in the back of the book, and that will be La Draga, which is another tale that is one of the creatures that is within the Cagliostro mythos. The Kickstarter, that's where it is. If you are, again, a backer, then you will be getting updates. The surveys went out to everyone. I have to message back the people who are, who have the physical editions, and I'm shipping that stuff to them. I usually like to give people at least a week to reply back to the surveys, and then I will send out emails to the people who did reply back already. Most all did, except for one person, and I did message that person. I can't get any further with them until I hear back from them about their address, so I could give them a actual price for their shipping. Now I haven't really talked to anyone else about how I should go about the time that I give you to pay for your shipping, because it's not like the stuff is ready to ship out right at this moment. That's going to be for physical editions of the books. That doesn't happen until closer to September. So I'm going to give them the option that they can pay now when I give them the email and the price, or they can pay up to X amount date to prepare for their shipping. So I think I'm going to go more along the lines of, you can pay now at the time of this email, or you have until this date to pay for your shipping before I'll have to message you to remind you to send your payment for shipping, or I can't ship out your stuff until I get that. That's probably what I'll do to try to make it fair, so people don't have to necessarily pay for the shipping right at this moment, because the stuff will not be being shipped out until September, but I'll give them to the end of July to send their payment for their shipping. So I think that also gives people time as well, even though it's not like it's a crazy amount for the shipping, because it's not, but based on the few of the addresses that I have come across, so it's not like that, but still, surprise money is still surprise money, something no one likes to come up. So given time for you to gather a little bit of funds, if you need to, some people may need to, I think that that's always good to have a heads up, whether it's $20 or $15 or $10 for something extra. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Anyway, that's the Kickstarter portion of this writer's blog of what's going to be happening with that and where I am. I did do something fun. I'm going to be doing book boxes for my books in the future, direct selling those through my website and or store for my authorship. So I'm going to show you that book box. Well, the box for the book box. So hold on a second. There's this company called Boxup, and I got the name from the Kickstarter author group that I'm in. That gives you a lot of wealth of information for when you're running a Kickstarter and what to do, what not to do, and all that jazz. Okay, so I came across this company Boxup, and they do very well detailed specialty boxes for when you want to do whatever. It doesn't have to be books, but it could be a brand or something like that. And you want to send specialty boxes. Specialty boxes cost a little bit of money, a little bit of cha-ching. So I wanted to try it out, and they give you a free promo version or a free promo of the box. So you get like a sample of the box. It's the actual size if you pick whatever size you pick, and then they waive the price for the one, and then you pay for shipping. So I paid like $4.80 something for shipping for the box. And yeah, so this is the box. It's the cover of my book. I took the cover of my book and put it on the box, and this box can fit a paperback and a bunch of other stuff, and it can fit a hardback and a bunch of other stuff if you were packing a book box. So this is the flap area. This is the side here. This is the back side, and then this side here. I made it so you design it on the website, and so any discrepancies will be on me. So see, this is the flap. If you open, you see the full size of the book, and then if you open it up, then you have this here. This is the fronts. And then inside, I designed some stuff in the flap. So you have the characters. So there's Cagliostro at the top. And then there's the three of the main side characters, Duncan, Allison, and Dolata. And then the name Cagliostro till Liberton. And then inside, I decided to put the map that I designed, which you can barely see because of the glow there, glare. And so that's what I did. And then you see the flaps on the inside, how they're made. But I really liked it. I think it turned out well, and it's quite deep, as you can see. I tried out like a paperback or something like that, and a hardback. So a hardback, a paperback, and with a few things. You probably could put like a small mug in there. You could put a t-shirt in there if you folded it. You could put quite a few different things in there if you did a book box. So I wanted to test it out. Now the pricing, one box is $25, so I never recommend buying one. Then if you buy 12 of this size, I think it's a 9 by 6 by 4, so I believe it's like 9 inches long, 6 inches probably high, I want to say, and probably 4 inches wide. Yeah, something like that. So I believe it was a 9 by 6 by 4 or something. And it fits a paperback, and it can fit the hardback, which is very important because you might have differences there. And I said if you fold a shirt, and then you could fit that in there, possibly you got like art cards or something like I have, then that'll be fine. But again, so 12 was like 100. I think 12 was close to 100. It was like 89 or something like that. And then if you picked 100, you're talking about, I think you have certain increments. I think in increments of 12. So I think 108, you can't just get 100. So 108 was like 300 something dollars. I know I checked one amount that was like a little over 100, and it was like 390 or something, which I was like, yeah, that's pushing the height. So if you buy a lot, the more you buy, the less they cost, but then it costs a lot because it's still a big bulk of them. So that's the thing. Only if you know you're going to get into book box selling, then it's a good idea, and it looks really good and looks like your brand. So I really recommend that if you are going to go into that route. I will in the future, but I did want to test it out. And once Cagliostro comes out, I'm probably going to do specialty book boxes on my store after a while, and that will be offered for people who are interested in that. The next thing I did work on a few of my brand things that I wanted to update, and I did update my logo for my Mistress of Horror brand. I did update the logo, and it's right here. And I did share it on my Instagram and I think my Facebook or something, and maybe my thread. So many social medias. It probably is also a clip of it on my TikTok. So at the end of the video, and I did these too. These are just like postcard size things, and it has my QR code, and it goes to my link tree, which these are just if I end up going anywhere, and if I send packages or send books, I can put this with it and people can scan it and take it to all the things I do under my link tree. That's all my books, my author website, my YouTube, my TikTok, my threads, my even my old dance channel that I did, so people see other things that I do. So all those things are under the same link tree, which I think is pretty cool. And so I've been doing those type of things writing wise. To the writing portion, with the writing portion of this, I was kind of obviously distracted and working on finishing Winter Wolf, which I mentioned. That's been done, and that's going to be in the book. And then I had to touch up Obsessed, which is also in the Cagliostro's book. But separate things that I was working on. I was looking at, I actually didn't, one of the projects I wanted to do, I didn't have time to do. I was going to do Regina St. Clair's new bookworm issue, and I was going to submit some rock and roll horror, but I did not get a chance to do that. I did end up outlining something that I probably will, two stories that I probably will write in the future and publish. But the other thing that I want to tackle, as I mentioned before, earlier in the year and last year, that I wanted to get into my romance writing, because I have written some, and I also have outlined a lot of my romance stories, contemporary and otherwise, and paranormal. Um, there's a contest that was brought to my attention by SD Houston. She had shared a link on her channel. I will link SD Houston's channel in the description. Um, and it's like, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and that's a big heavy to ask me off the top of my head. Um, I know it's equality. It's They were looking for women of color for you know, for works for to publish. They want to, if you win the contest, I should say, they back you with 10,000, a 500 book run, and if you win, I think only two people can win, so it would be a high stakes type of thing. So I thought about writing and finishing one of my outlined romances, because not that they were looking for just romance, they were looking for lots of different stories, but I don't have any of my other stuff that I would be willing to submit. Some of my stuff I'm not willing to share with any traditional style publishing. My horror stuff and my anything that's related to Cagliostro's world, I am not willing to share with anyone else having any kind of control over. So those things were out, which is the main things I have been working on. So I was thinking about submitting one of my contemporary romance stories. So I might be working on that. I did pull the outline up the other day and really, really want to write this story. I have so many, and it's a series, but it's a one hit series. So like there are two main characters, let's say, wouldn't be in the next book. So it's a connected world series. It's not a series where the main characters are the same main characters every book. Um, but that's kind of writerly what I had going on in the back burner that's about to happen. That's my next thing, to tackle some of my romance stuff. As you know, I am the mistress of horror, but I am married to all of the genres, but I am the mistress of horror. That is my brand. So I write a lot of the genres, but I am the mistress of horror. So you'll see horror-esque things in a lot of my stuff, but I do and will introduce other things. Now, I do have a pen name very specifically for my romance and erotica works that I'll be using if I do publish this stuff. And I also have a pen for my children and YA and middle grade stuff. So keeping it separate so people won't get confused when I release things, I should say. Um, but yeah, so that's what I've been working on. That's what's been going on with my writer and author journey. It's going fine. Some people are, always asking, like, how much can you make as an author and things like that. It really depends on you as a person and what you're after, what you're doing. Why are you doing this? The reason why I don't write to market is I'm not in it to be like, oh, well, I need to write to make money. This is my bread and butter. And it's not for me. And I think that's fine if that's what someone wants to do. I would love for it to be that, but I am not depending on it for my, survival. Really serious talk. But um, one day, one day, hopefully that will be the case, but it's not today. But I'm building up towards that. I really don't know how Cagliostro will be received, nor am I anticipating that it's going to be extremely loved or people are going to like, oh my God, it's going to blow up. I don't know that. You never really know that. I love Cagliostro. I love the world of Cagliostro. That doesn't mean everyone else will. And it's fine if they don't. But it is the story I wanted to tell, and it's the world I wanted to build. So I have a lot of stories planned for that world. And Cagliostro's tale is important for me to tell because it is a long running one that I had been working on. So I'm definitely doing it. And it comes out later this year, but the people who back the Kickstarter get it first. So they'll be getting it in July and September, because the ebooks go out in July. The physical books go out in September. So you may see Cagliostro to the public on things like Ingram. I may be publishing through Ingram Spark, which is, I was very against bothering with them, but they are a higher distribution, and I think I should give Cagliostro a chance to be seen further reach than Amazon's reach. So I'm going to publish the paperbacks and hardbacks through Ingram Spark is the plan currently. And then I'm going to probably do the ebook through Amazon. I think that's a way that some authors do it. So we'll see when it comes to that. But again, that's how you get Cagliostro for now, just through the Kickstarter. And then later this year, maybe around December, I might do it. I'll let people know when September gets closer when it's going to come out to the public. It will be in the public, but it's only going to be selective people, clearly, which is good because then I'll have at least some book reviews that's ready for launch day as well. Hopefully it'll be some good book reviews. Um, and I'm going to release Winter Wolf later. It may come out maybe January or February of 25 by itself, solo, as it is a novella. It's not super long, but it is novella length. Um, and then Cagliostro Book 2 is already halfway completed. It has been outlined for quite some time. I just didn't get a chance to pick it back up and finish it, but it'll be done before the book releases to the public, I should say. Anyway, that's where I'm at for the writer's blog, author's blog for June we're in now. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on. Maybe I'll touch in on that at some other juncture. I should mention that I am teaching, and I might have mentioned it before, I am teaching at the AWC, which is the AuthorTube Writing Conference for 2024. And it is soon. My workshops are on June 30th. The AWC is 3 days, so it is the 28th, 29th, and 30th of June, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And my workshops obviously fall on the Sunday. And I have I have a seminar and a workshop. So I am a guest speaker and then a speaker. So I will be doing a poetry, understanding the self seminar, which is an hour long, on June 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then later that day, I have a writer's workshop, which is a mastering short stories workshop, which is from 120 to 140. It is a condensed version of something I could really go very deeply and extensive into. But if you come into the AWC, you have a chance to win a one-on-one session with me for writing short stories. So if you're interested in trying to write short stories, come to the right one. There's giveaways. So, and I'm giving away 2 signed copies of Thorns on My Heart and 2 signed copies of Room Within and 2 signed copies of Fractals. So you get to taste some of my short stories. You could win those, and my poetry, my dark romance poetry, because it is theme based. So some people in for the poetry book. It is very theme based. So all the poems are based around dark romance. They are not anything else. So you're not going to get like a layer of different things, but you'll be getting dark romance-esque from me. So I did want to touch on that I will be teaching at AWC. You can check out the links below that I have in this description box here, all about the AWC, all of the other amazing writers and authors that are teaching at the AWC. You don't want to miss it. It's a whole weekend of that. You can do it from your home in your pajamas. It's very cool. You can learn a lot of stuff. You can down a lot of takeaways, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. And you could really thank SD Huston for coming up with this amazing writers conference. And she has a team, Margaret Bernard and Devin Gambrell Clark. The three of them are running this thing back behind the scene and doing such a great job. So if you want to check out the AWC, again, it's free to attend. Check out the links below. I have the website linked below. And then if you go on the website, you can find out all the well of things. There are at least over 40 different presenters and 50 different activities. Over 50 different activities. So check it out. It's a lot going on, and you can always do the playback if you can't make it that weekend, but still, like, it's great. But it's nice to be there in person because, well, in person as in virtual in person, because you can do you can win stuff, and who doesn't want to win stuff? Like, there's some great giveaway stuff. You need to go check out the website and check out the list of giveaway things. Unfortunately, as time of this video, they already closed out the first page critique, which is cool because you send in a page and then they critique it, and it gives you some really great feedback. But that has closed, so I did get to mention it on my community thing the other day or the day before yesterday. So if you follow my channel, you might have caught that. Hopefully you got to submit if you were interested in that, but you get to watch it and see what they say and what happens with that. But anyway, check out all the wealth of that. It's very, very interesting for sure. But anyway, enjoy your June, soon to be happy summer, and I will see you in the next writer's vlog. Stay scared.